Hi everyone, let's start today's call. So the first agenda item is talk about the new APK and OMOP stats for the tickets under the testing columns. And I know that quite a bit of testing happened earlier today. So are Robai and Ruth and Eric there? You guys are on mute in case you're talking.
Sorry, we got dropped. We've just reconnected. Maybe if you can come up again.
Yeah, so we want to talk about the testing with the APK just and almost just released a few hours ago. So how's the testing going?
We have tried testing out, though we had a problem with the internet, and we've posted on the
Go ahead.
and we've posted on the tickets. Like myself, Ruth, I tested to 90, 304, and 311.
Okay. So how's everything?
Okay, what I found out maybe in 311, there was a problem on the other identifier section, where when you add several identifiers, when you save as the draft, when you open the draft form again, you find that the values that you had entered has been changed to the last value that you entered last.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that one happens again?
Yeah, it's happening. Rabai also replicated the same problem.
Okay, that is for 290, right?
No, it's 311.
311.
311.
Mbona application identifier maybe umechagua Kenya National na NGRH hii itakuja ireplace hizi identifiers zingine.
So it retained the last value. It retained the value entered for the last other identifier type input to the previous ones, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it happened before, and then I thought it got fixed when I did the pre-testing. It was fixed, so I don't know why it happened again on this one.
Yeah, it was fixed. I think it has reoccurred again.
Maybe you leave me to check into this, Eda, after this.
Sure.
Then I also realized that you are able to enter a future date for encounter dates without flagging, unless when you are saving as complete. That is when it can flag.
Yeah, I think we need to create a ticket for. You see, Eda, what Ruth is saying. Yeah, we had some discussion, I think, when we were looking into the costing form, and they were suggesting for the encounter date, they would like to, whenever you choose a date, it should flag immediately whether it's a future date, instead of until when you're saving the form. So I think what we had said we needed to create a ticket because that fix would be in the APK and it would apply to all forms.
Yes, I think like the correct behavior is that the default state for the encounter date should be when you first fill out the encounter form, and the encounter date should not should be flagged immediately if it got changed to future date.
Yeah.
So yes.
Currently, you can enter a future date without flagging. It flags only when you are saving as complete. Yeah.
Okay, except those are tiny issues. Actually, it's working, but those are nice enhancements, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. But those are good suggestions. Okay. Is there any other issues that you guys experience or observe?
To test completely the queue data handler because we are experiencing a bit of a problem with internet connection. So I'll do that before the end of the day and then I'll post on the ticket.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. And another observation that both Ruth and Robert noticed is that you know, those patient address information are not being displayed in the server side because it's a dependency on another ticket, 318. So that's the reason it's not really displaying.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So except those, do you guys think it's working okay?
Yeah, it is working okay. It is working okay because like I was able to finish the initial wizard without being logged out of the application. So the timeout value, it is not. We didn't experience that error. Yeah, even form reloading, we didn't experience it. So the PK itself, it is working well. We don't have major issues with it.
Okay, good.
We also noticed that during initial wizard, on the last part, step 6, there's a finish button. I think that was an enhancement, and it is now working okay.
Okay, cool. I think the only missing part is if we bring you back, if you bring you to the Google Play for the install, it doesn't bring you back to the app. It's not like a showstopper for us for the first release. Those are the things that it's like nice to have in futures. So we're not going to worry about for the next release.
Okay.
Maybe another addition, I added MRS ID using barcode scanner and it was working well.
Nice. Thank you for also checking that. That's nice. So it seems like the APK and OMOPs this time work pretty well. Right. So like those are like the issues that we just discussed. Like those are minor stuff that some of them we already know, and the others like nice to have. So this is great. So thanks everyone, especially Win. There's a lot of issues that he helped us to fix a lot yesterday along. So thanks, Win.
And then maybe Eda on the test server, mUzima test server, I think losing memory or something because it takes too long to, like when you're trying to download forms and just the initial user process takes a bit too long.
Do you think it's your internet connection or you think it's the mUzima test server speed?
I think
it's both. I think it's both because in the morning when I was trying to upload even mods on the server, it was having a bit of a problem.
So we can look into putting in more resources for upgrading our server specifications, but this would be something like down the road that we also would like to have. So in the meantime, we hope that it's sufficient. If not, maybe we need to do some tweaking on the memory allocation. But in terms of the internet speed, is something that is not under our control from your side. Is that okay?
Eda, what was that again? We didn't get you clearly.
What I said is that the options are we look into like tweaking some memory allocation for the mUzima test server, or we just try to identify more budget to upgrade to higher memory. Or that's the only thing we can do from our side in terms of internet speed from your side. Is not under our control at this point.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Okay. If there's no more if there's no more comments or feedback in terms of the testing and feedback on the latest OMOP and APK, is it okay to move to the next agenda item?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the next one, I just want to go through some of the tickets that in current spring. The first one are the Huawei issues tickets 296 and 297, and Sweden was not able to reproduce the error last time when we chat, and Simon was able to reproduce. I just want to check what's the status on those two tickets.
Yeah, this that one is kind of strange, Eda, because for example, about 296, for me, I've tested using the Huawei Y210 device and also using Genymotion. When during the initial wizard, when you get to the forms selection page, it kind of shows everything highlighted in blue. But apparently, when other people test, I think from your side and also Switha, yeah, you don't encounter the same. So I'm just wondering. Initially, I thought maybe my setup, my Genymotion could be outdated, but then again, I find the same happening with the mobile phone. I'm not sure whether these other guys have tested as well. Maybe
I tried it out with Genymotion as well, and the forms were showing blue. I think I even commented somewhere on Aquilizer. You can see my comment on it, and it threw an exception somewhere, and while trying to download the forms.
So it is not only forms, also concepts, providers, and locations.
These are the blue highlights during the initial wizard setup.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that just wonder if you got a chance to look into this one today, or it's still the same as last time that you're not able to reproduce.
No, I'm not able to reproduce it, and I'm able to actually get the whole wizard to work. I also uploaded pictures. No, when I tried on the same devices, there is Google Nexus as well as Samsung Note. I think Simon tried on 3 devices with 2.3.7, and even with that, I'm not able to actually reproduce the error.
Yeah. So when what happens, like Sweden try to use Genymotion with the same version in in different devices you cannot reproduce, but Simon can reproduce. That's the strange thing. So we don't, and then the version on the actual device actually is 2.3.6, not 0.7, and we don't have that option in Genymotion.
So Ida, when you tested on Genymotion, were you able to see the issue happening?
Yeah, I don't have that. I only tried one device, so I haven't got a chance to try the other devices.
Okay, but you tried with 2.3.7, right?
Yeah, 7, yeah.
And did you see the issue happen on your Genymotion?
I didn't see it.
Okay. So I'm not sure, like you and I are not seeing it. I don't know what could cause the differences. Like, why is it a problem on some phones and it's not a problem on? Because we have a test phone here at Sahaj, and it's the same phone, the Huawei Y200, and it has 2.3.6. and I can get the wizard to run completely. So I don't know, until I can recreate or reproduce the error, it's very difficult for me to find out what the issue is.
Mm-hmm. So Simon, so if you can reproduce from your side, what information do you need in order to see how to get that fixed? Simon?
And is it just on one phone or multiple phones?
It's the phone I think we are testing with is a Huawei, so it's one type.
Yeah, but is it happen for one particular phone only, or it happened to like maybe 5 phones or 10 phones?
All Huawei phones we've tested with, it happens.
Okay. And I also, did you guys do like an update of some sort, or because I just checked for an update to see whether maybe you have an update that I don't have on the test phone, and I tried to do an update and my phone is updated. So have you guys tried to do an update? Like
No,
okay.
that is upgrading.
Mm-hmm.
No, we haven't.
Okay, so it's really easy to do if you just go to your settings and just say find online updates. If there are any updates for your phone, then it will update it for you automatically. But if it says that there are no updates, that means your phone is already up to date. So I'm just wondering, like, if both of us should be up to date and then test, that would actually give us better results to compare with. Because right now, because I'm so far away and I have similar phones but not the exact phone that you have, and a similar setup, but I'm not able to recreate the issue. So I don't know, Vin and Ada, how do you suggest we take this forward?
Yeah, so it needs some information, I think, from probably empath side, because none of us from the other side can reproduce that problem.
Mhm.
So Simon, I would push it back to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. I think I'll try to collect as much information as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I can share it during.
Yeah, because we're not able to reproduce, and I still haven't got my actual device back. So that's another blocker for me to actually use the same physical device that you guys have. So yeah, so I'll push it back to you, Simon, and then while I'm also trying to try to get the device back from this side.
Okay.
So how about we say waiting for information for these 2 tickets then? So let's move to the next one. Next one is the error resolution summary page 270. I think that is the one that Shrida helped us to work on.
Right. So when I saw your email and I just did a pull. You've committed your code. I saw that. So I just did a pull and I'm trying to work on it now. And are you saying that I have to make the changes that you did for the OMOD, for the processor module? Do you want me to make similar changes in the registration module? Is that what you're saying when, because you said in the registration module you can also do the same.
I think I already prepared both, so you don't need to make the changes. You can just use the service now.
Okay, so I just directly use call form service and from the context, and I should be able to use it, right?
Correct.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah.
So Ida, I think if I'm just going to merge all of, I've already merged Win's changes and I'm just going to test it out. If everything looks good, I'll commit the code.
Okay, great. So this one, you have the enough information to move forward for this one?
But yes, I do.
Okay, great. Thanks, Rita. The next one is the REST interface 276. So Win, I know that you make more changes to that. Just wonder if you can just give us a summary what further changes that you did. This is in relate to the testing from the feedback from the MPath developer Alan.
It's just I completely remove our, so it's not extending core OpenMRS anymore. So it's just creating a fake object completely away from the original approach.
So now even it would not interfere with the observations, is that what it is?
I'm hoping it won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks. So we will wait for MPath developer team to do more testing further and get back to us. So Simon, since you're in the same office with them, could you please help us to push them to do another round of testing so that we can close out the conflict tickets and then request to be tested in MPath test server before it goes to AMRS production.
Yeah, I will do that.
Cool, thanks. Now is now is like open forum. Is there any other topic or issue that anyone want to discuss?
Not for me, Ada.
Thanks, Frida.
Hi.
Thanks, Frida. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we were just wondering if for the patient search, the one that on patient registration, if we could be able to, just as a suggestion, have the app download the patients, just the patients with the IDs to the phone, so that wherever you are offline, you can still be able to search on the patients within the. If you can't connect to the central server, you can search within the device, so that you can try and avoid the double registrations that you encounter when you're offline. I don't know if I'm making sense.
So you're suggesting that to have all the clients' record?
Yes.
Downloaded to the local report?
Come on again.
So are you suggesting to have all the clients' records in like patient record?
Yes, demographics. I don't know. I know it will be a big thing, but just trying to figure out how we can do it in a small version that we can have all the patients within a device, so that when somebody is offline, we can avoid we can try and avoid the double registration. I don't know. Just a suggestion. Just a thinking.
Hey Win, what do you think? Win, I just wonder if what you think of like downloading the whole patient records to all the patient records into local report. I think it's going to be quite a long process, especially when we have this mechanism of saying that all the downloaded patients would also get the other metadata unless we change that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be slow.
Yeah, if for example, if everything now the downloading is slow and it will be slow. Yeah. So, but I do understand where this suggestion comes from Laga's side. So, what happened is that we noticed there's a lot of providers in the actual implementations. They don't. There's like a few observations. One is by default they just go ahead and create a fill out the registration form if they cannot find the client's record on their local repo. So we are changing on the training in terms of the workflow, so that hopefully that will be fixed. Another thing is that some of them maybe they know that they should search from the server in case they don't find from the local repo, but they still don't do it. Another scenario is that because they don't have the data bundle, so they're not able to do that. So that's why it creates almost every single regular encounter form. It end up almost like a majority of them have a new registration form created, and creates a lot of aftermath because most of the records already existing in the system after they got sent back to the server. So that's the reason I think that gets bring it up, that hope to reduce the double registration situation. Did I capture correctly, Lagat?
Yes, you did.
Okay. So I think maybe another suggestion for this discussion is maybe let's discuss how we can reduce the double registration in the first, what other options we can think of. One is like the training to the actual user. They need to search the server if it's not found in local repo. Is there any other suggestions that we can reduce this situation? And then another option is what Lagat suggests, like to have all the clients' records downloaded in local repo. So that's another option. So what other options? I think I just want to throw all the options on the table, and then we can discuss which ones we should consider.
Another option is we need to have a stable internet connection.
Stable internet connection. So this would be based on the implementation projects, right? Yeah, because if some of them they don't provide the data bundle to their users, that would not be something under our control. But that's a good suggestion for the project team.
Sure.
So what are the options that you guys can think of? Possibly.
Maybe I came to realize that maybe a few of issues that have been happening because of double registration are maybe some of the users do forget carrying MRS IDs to the field, and at times they do save the forms as draft, then come and update the MRS ID while they are at Tampa. So learning from Lark's experience, maybe I would say just making sure that the users are aware of exactly what is entailed and what they are supposed to carry in order to use each specific form. And two, the MRS IDs assigning person should also be assigned from one particular place, and one person should be able to assign that and make sure that any person entering data and using an MRS ID does not duplicate. Creating users awareness also, I would say.
Yeah, just to update Derek, we are thinking of doing kind of a refresher course on the people who assign the IDs. I'll take the idea of having a central place or training a couple of people how to do it, so that they know how the procedure of following before you do register a patient. But still, the challenge comes that wherever you don't have a network or Wi-Fi or a connection to the central server, we are prone still to having those double registrations, because that the person registering will not be able to search through to the OpenMRS, and then definitely it will force that person to register that patient, even though they are they are already registered within the OpenMRS. So it's still kind of a challenge. Maybe still have just encourage the projects to see a way of providing data bundles to the field, or especially people who are going to do the registration, so that at least when there's any new client, they're able to really search through the OpenMRS, the central server, and to register. Maybe that is one of the things that will work.
So I just want to go back to what Derek brought up earlier. I wasn't sure what exactly we need to do, because I think that is already one central person or authority in AMPA that generates the ID and issue the AMRS universal IDs. So I think that is the protocol, and also the how it's being practiced. Do you find it something different, Derek? Maybe I misunderstood you.
Not really different. I would say mostly the data managers get this particular MRS ID from one central person, right? Then a situation maybe happens where the RAs are already in the field and the data manager is at a particular location here at AMPA, and maybe you would send them the MRS IDs. Yeah, so maybe creating awareness would help too, to reduce at least 8% of such errors.
Yeah, but shouldn't you only issue the new AMRS universal ID to new clients, so they still need to stick with the same workflow that they search the local repo? If it's not found and internet is available, they search the server, and then if it's found, they download to the local repo. If it's not found, they will just proceed with creating a new client record by filling out a registration form in the local repo. Isn't it still the same workflow? I don't see how it affects for us. So maybe I'm missing something.
Saying in a situation whereby the RAs have left to the field, or the specific users are in the field, then they maybe the MRS ID, if they were given 10 copies and they have more than 10 particular number of clients or patients to register, then that means they have to call back, for example. And calling back means the data manager has to give them a specified number of MRS IDs. Now that means either by sending them the PDF copy on mail, or giving them the specific numbers, which is the ID, not the card now, but the MRS ID itself, the 10-digit number. And now, in the event, if that particular person who was given out that by reading or sending that PDF copy would forget that this was assigned to a particular RA, a particular user somewhere, in the event of him or her forgetting that, then also giving the same to another person, then you'd find that issues of such would happen. Especially guys working in the field. For example, we have CHWs working in the field, we have RAs working in the field, we have nurses working in the field. And now what happens is you'd find that the CHWs in the field, if they would call a specific particular individual person, then the particular person would give out that. Then a nurse calls in on a particular day, and maybe if that particular CHW is on location whereby we don't have any connectivity due to topography, then you would find that by the time that particular CHW syncs the data, if the MRS ID was given again to the nurse, you'd find that maybe that would cause a duplicate. That's what I thought. Heather?
Yeah, I just do. So I think this is more like a management side on issuing the ID, and how it's between the project. It's like within the project. It's not like something that we can control. So for example, like if that's what happened in the lab project, so I think the lab project need to revise the workflow. Does that make sense? So in terms of like creating duplication, double registration, I don't think technically it's really related to us, because it's not like we can come up with like a technical solution for that one. This is more like a workflow issue within the project.
Okay.
Yeah, does it make sense? Or maybe I still don't get it. Maybe.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I just want to address your concern because I think your concerns is more like how to ensure the AMRS ID's card, MPEF ID card is being generated and distributed to the RA so that they can use it in the field. It seems like there is some disconnection between the project data manager and also the RAs within the same project. So I think this need to be addressed and corrected on a project level because every project works differently, and we don't have the authority to change them. I hope that makes sense. And for this case, I don't see how this creates a double registration.
Okay, get you.
Yeah. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, Derek, I know you're having people from the field on Tuesday. I think you can slot these as one of the topics we can discuss so that we can streamline on this workflow to reduce this kind of errors.
Yeah, I think I agree with, like I said, we recommend the best practice or workflow that we suggest. And then if the project team decide to use something different and then create more challenges, and that would be something that outside of our control because we cannot force them to use exactly what we would like them to use. For this case, it's more like the practice, the preferred practice for your project. So I think that was like something very easy to fix. Since you only have like maybe is it like 3 RAs or something? So and then one data manager, so it's like only 4 people. So I think that would be like a small issue to fix. Change of the workflow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's use the documents for the lab project in this case, Derek, so that they are aware of like area for improvement.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing this, Derek.
Thanks.
So are there any other suggestions how this can we can avoid the double registration? So far we only have three suggestions. One is training for the users to go through the proper workflow, and then the second one is like the suggestions, download all the patient records to a local repo, and then the third one is a robust suggestion enable to provide stable internet. That means like maybe provide data bundle as a backup. Is there any other suggestions? If not, that is the so let's just keep those options on a separate email so that we can continue the discussions to see what resources is required in order for those options, and then I think that would be the way to go. So except this topic about how to avoid double registration, is there any other topic anyone want to discuss?
For me too, Ida.
Okay, thanks, Srida. So sounds like a no. So maybe we can have a short call today, and thank you everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.